A major talking point during the presidential race and an issue that was voted on in 10 states, abortion rights. NBC's Laura Jarrett has been watching that throughout the night for us. Break down the results. What'd you see?
Guys, it's a little bit of a mixed bag here when it comes to these ballot initiatives. I want to start in Florida because the story there is really interesting. You have a majority of voters who want to vote in favor of abortion rights, okay? The issue there is that they needed more than a majority. They needed a 60% super majority, if you will, and they came just short of that. And so what that means is that a current ban, which is up to 6 weeks of pregnancy, will stay on the books in Florida, even despite the majority of people wanting to see it overturned. Also, South Dakota, the abortion rights amendment there also failing. Nebraska, a really interesting story there because there were competing amendments, both pro-abortion rights and anti-abortion rights. In that instance, the anti-abortion rights actually was the one that prevailed, which means you'll be able to get it up to around 12 weeks of pregnancy. Then we want to take you to Arizona. Currently a 15-week ban there. No longer. You're going to see the biggest real-life change there up to the point of fetal viability. So you're going to go from 15 weeks to 24 weeks of pregnancy. Also, Missouri, another one that had a near total ban, now up to the point of viability. A very different landscape there. And then I want to think about a different bucket of things where abortion rights was not a threat. Places like New York, Colorado, Maryland, Nevada, Montana, those were situations where people wanted to codify the right to an abortion in the Constitution. So as legislatures change throughout the years, it's harder to get rid of there. But again, very different situation in a place like New York than Florida, people waking up this morning.
So those measures passed. The Florida constitutional amendment did not pass because it had that 60% threshold. But how interesting, we were talking about the split ticket voter phenomenon that's sort of happening now with some of these referenda. You have a place like Arizona, pretty red state, Missouri, very red state, Josh Hawley cruising to re-election there. And yet these measures that protect the right to an abortion passed rather easily in those red states.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's really, you get to see where the voters are on this issue. And you talk about abortion going back to the states now with the former president reelected, obviously a conservative Supreme Court, a conservative Senate. You're going to see more, I think, of these state level bans. There will not be uniformity at all when it comes to abortion in this country.
President Trump at some point seemed to soften on that stance on abortion.
And then quickly walked it back.
Yeah, so what happens there?
So originally he said he thought the 6-week ban in Florida was too strict. Dasha Burns asked him that. He said that. Then he got the pushback and then said, no, I'm against it. I'm going to vote against it in the amendment. Who knows how he actually voted in Florida, but he said he was going to vote against that abortion amendment in Florida.
Well, it's interesting, too. There's been the specter of a federal abortion ban, and Democrats have been trying to say if Donald Trump gets into the White House, he will try to federalize this and make this a national law so it won't be state by state. He was trying to soften his stance on abortion and reassure people, saying, I think what he said at the debate was it could never get passed.
Yeah, and that might still be the case, but it'll be a fight no matter what. I think there would be certainly pushback, and we don't know how the House is going to shake out. But obviously the Republicans have the Senate and they have the Supreme Court, so it's really going to come down to a battle within Congress over something like that. And it would obviously be a huge pitched battle, especially in this environment, guys.
Okay, Laura, thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.